Are you ready to rep your team like never before? Then it's time to gear up at the Stay Tuned Sports Merch store, where we have everything you need to flex your fanhood in style. Throw it back with our exclusive 8-bit NFL helmet tees. Pixelated perfection for the old-school football fanatic. Need something cozy for kickoff? Our Stay Tuned hoodies are built for bold fans and chilly Sundays. Decorate your den with championship banners that scream victory, because legends deserve a wall of fame. And for those early morning hot takes, grab a Stay Tuned coffee mug, or better yet, brew up a cup of our very own Stay Tuned coffee. Smooth, strong, and made for those perfect football Sunday mornings. So whether you're tailgating, couch coaching, or just vibing with your crew, we've got the gear to keep you tuned in. Head to bit.ly/StayTunedMerch right now and level up your fan game. Stay loud, stay proud, stay tuned.
Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of two possibly intoxicated idiots watching the National Football League.
everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. It's your boy King here. Obviously without Jimbo, as he is. Where the hell is Jimbo? I think he's at a pole riders game, rail riders game, whatever they call it. Why does my camera seem so low all of a sudden? That's weird. Usually that doesn't happen. Maybe it's because of the graphics there. I have no idea. This is why it's preseason. It's preseason for everybody. Thank you once again for joining us here at Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King, as I said. If you'd like to help us out in any way, shape, or form, you can do so by... This is free, by the way. Like, share, subscribe there. Little buttons underneath you. Like us. Help us with the algorithm. Share us. Get more people to like us. And, of course, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and a notification bell. Let you know whenever we go live here. Lloyd says we can't see you. Yes, you can. You can see me. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yes. If you want to help us with a little bit more money, because we don't have any, especially me, I'm poor as shit. If you want to help us out, we have the donation station and our merch store link up in the top of the chat, which is open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. And we also have that in the description below this video as well. ELS in the chat. We got Crafty in the chat. Lloyd's in the chat. We got a lot of people in there. Come on and join them here in the chat if you're watching along. Thank you so very much. Yes, Jimbo, Crafty in the chat says, Jimbo said, an all New York game, I'm off to do literally anything else. Yes, kind of. It's kind of that situation. ELS, yes, our discussion on Messenger was good, talking a little bit about the Big Ten's plans that they have for the college football playoff. That's something we can talk about tonight as well. I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on in the sports world. I'll say, yes, Hamster is not here. I don't know where Hamster... He said he was going to come here. So, wherever he is, wherever he wants to be. Hey, listen, Hamster is a Rolling Stone, man. He does whatever the hell he wants to do here. But yes, we're here. We're getting ready to watch the New York Giants and the New York Jets. I got my Giants shirt on, obviously. Going to be seeing how we're doing. Excited to see Jackson Dart. See how he does there. And excited to see that defense. I want to see how that starting defense looks, how it goes. And also how the offense does it, because the Jets' defense is good. So the Giants' starting offense against the Jets' starting defense, good test. See where we're going with there. Lloyd in the chat saying, my Michigan is being penalized by the NCAA. Again, to me, it doesn't mean anything. Like, to me, the NCAA doesn't mean anything. And all this is going to do is hasten teams from, like, the Power 4 or from what we would consider, like, Division 1A, the old school Division 1A, to just leave the NCAA and just, get rid of that, because it serves no purpose in this day and age. The NCAA means nothing, and so they're punishing Michigan for scouting, first of all, which is kind of they stole signals. They scouted. You should have had your fucking signals not so easily seen, assholes. How about that? I personally don't think Michigan did anything wrong. But is what it is, Like, listen, I don't think the Houston Astros did anything wrong either when everybody said they were caught. And it's like, hey, listen, you don't want your signs stolen, do a better job hiding your fucking signs. But here we go. Kickoff is away. The Jets are going to get it, and they're going to run it all the way back to the 42-yard line. Jesus fucking Christ. Already starting, huh? Already starting. Crafty in the chat, he says, Jets and Giants fans get so excited when they play each other, even in preseason, because they know it's all they have to be proud of by season's end. Well, listen, I want to get that Snoopy trophy, all right? If there's nothing else for these last couple of years, last 15 years, whatever it's been, give me the Snoopy trophy. I'm fine with that. Justin Fields back on 1st and 10, dumps it off to their tight end. Who is the Jets tight end? I even forget it this time. Is that Conklin still? ELS says Jets 28, Giants 31. That's his prediction for this particular preseason game. Again, I don't think the wins and losses don't matter. I want to see how these guys do. I want to see how we're doing. Crafty says that was a lot of grandstanding with that NCAA ruling. I agree. Again, it was just the NCAA saying, like, see, we still have power. 20 million in fines. Oh, all right, go screw. You can't get any money from the postseason. Meh. All right, well, we'll just stop being part of the NCAA. Then your rulings literally mean nothing. So here we go. 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Jets. That's going to be a handoff, and I do not think he got there. I think he's going to be just short. Are we going to see that magical mystery fucking measurement? The AI measurement tool here? Yes, ELS. No, they are going to do the virtual measurement. Let's go. Yeah, apparently there are Selena Gomez Oreos out there right now, and all I said is, if there were a cookie that tasted like Selena Gomez, I would die of diabetes within 2 or 3 days. No, that's just cider. It's just some nice, delicious, hard apple cider. Not any of the, no whiskey. That's going to be tomorrow. I have a wedding to go to tomorrow, so I'll be sucking down some old fashions tomorrow. But for now, it's just some nice, delicious, alcoholic apple cider that is delicious. Thank you, Lloyd. Let's see what the virtual measurement says here. How long is it going to take, guys? How long is it going to take, boys? This is supposed to be quicker. Get my fat men out there with the chain gang. Come on. Oh, here we go. And it is short by an inch. 1 inch. Me naked in a cold day in December, short. Yes, I know which movie you're talking about as well. That's Dumb and Dumber, right? I think that was Dumb and Dumber. Yeah. How you doing? Got a little grandpa's cough medicine? I think, was that Dumb and Dumber? I want to say it was. And that's going to be a first down for the Jets on the 4th and inch. So they keep the ball moving, first down. Yeah, see, I thought so. I'm fairly good with my movies. I'm fairly good with my movie quotes. I didn't get a chance to update the news ticker. So I think this news ticker is still from yesterday. So, sorry. I had some stuff to do today. It happens. You know, real life gets in the way. Again, I'm gotta get ready to go to a fucking wedding tomorrow. So, got a lot of shit. Justin Fields takes a snap. 1st and 10. Gets instant pressure thrown to the ground. Breece Hall cannot bring it in because he's a short little man. Tiny little man. And that's going to be 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Jets. I'm wondering which particular headline in the ticker that Crafty is. I'm going to imagine it's the Jerry Jones blurb in the ticker that's making Crafty have a little bit of a giggle. High snap. Justin Fields is able to bring it down, throws it behind him. That's going to be a loss of about 2 yards based on the forward progress. So 3rd and 12 about coming up here for the Jetropolitans. By the way, let me go ahead and jump over because I want to check. Gotta get after it. Better jazz it. Justin Fields takes a snap, backs, throws into the knees of Garrett Wilson. That's going to be incomplete, and 4th down coming up. By the way, posting in the chat right now, I'm posting a link to our picks group that we have, the Friday Forecast picks group, where you guys can go ahead and pick against me and Jimbo every single Friday. And See how you can do against mine and Jimbo's picks during the season. Again, there's no prize money, there's no trophy, there's nothing because we're poor. Which, by the way, if you do want to help us out with the whole poor thing, the donation station and merch store links, top of the chat, description below. Come into the chat. It's open. We have a great group of guys in there. We're just kind of hanging out here. Jets bat it back into the field of play, and they're going to say they down it there at the 6. So they're going to say that he was not down in the end zone when he hit it. I don't think he was. Yeah, so that's a good play by the Jets special teams. And the Giants will get 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line. Not great. Not great, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out here for the New York Giants as they get ready to have their first offensive series after the break. ELS, bring up the point. You get to pick against the ELS as well. Yes, and this is what I mean. Last year in my family group picks, I finished behind my 14-year-old nephew. I finished behind my wife, my sister-in-law. I finished dead last of everybody who picked every week. I finished last, so not going to be that hard to probably beat me and or Jimbo. And this Jimbo, I think, finished next to last. So me and him did not have a great year last year doing the picks. So you can go in there, just show how much smarter you are than us, and make fun of us as we do the Friday forecast predictions every week and be like, you guys are dumb. Why are you picking those games? And then you beat the shit out of us. And that's fine. And I don't know. We'll see. If we get enough donations, if we get enough stuff like that, we'll be able to maybe we'll buy a little trophy or like a one of those cheap championship belts and send it out to somebody. Maybe. Again, that's a maybe. There's no guarantee of that because no money. Again, I have 17 cents in my bank account, so that's not going to happen. But we'll never know. Situations might change, and if they do, one of the first things I want to do is stuff like that to help the channel, help you guys do giveaways. So I know Lloyd asked a while ago. He's like, "You guys gonna plan on doing any giveaways or stuff?" It's like, Lloyd, my friend, we're broke. We can't do anything, you know. I'd love to do more. I would love to give away stuff. I'd love to have jersey giveaways or helmet giveaways or, a prize or things like that, like a little fantasy trophy or a picks trophy or things of that nature. I'd love to do that. Just don't know if we're going to be able to do that for now because we don't have the money for that. So, Dylan Gabriel didn't look too bad today for the Browns. Did not look bad. Yes, we still need one player for our fantasy football league, the STFU, Stay Tuned Football Union, that we have going together. Crafty, I don't know if you signed up or not. You could do that. You could probably beat us with, one eye tied behind your back or whatever the saying is. First down, Giants try to run. Tyrone gets about a yard. And so 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Giants. See how we do here, boys. I love that the Giants have a wide receiver called Lil Jordan. Lil Jordan Humphrey. Come on, Lil Jordan. Russ calling out an alert from the line. 5 seconds on the play clock. That's another handoff to Tracy, and that one's going to be good for about 11 yards, and that's a first down. New York Giants. Let's go. Yes, ELS, you are commissioned because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So when it comes to the fantasy sports and shit like that, like I said, this is going to be my 28th year of having my fantasy team, the East Pennsylvania Coal Miners. Same name for 28 years. And I've won one fantasy championship. That was in 1999, the second year I decided to do fantasy. That's the only fantasy championship I ever had, and that was because at the last minute I decided to pick up Kurt Warner in the fantasy draft. Big ball from Russell Wilson. Wide open, caught! And he's gone. That's a down at the 1, or is he in? They're going to say he's down at the 1. Let's go. Deep ball to Collins from Russell Wilson. Woo! Exciting football, preseason football from the Giants. Let's go. Let's go. I can get behind this. Yeah, he's down just short. Just short. First and goal from the 1. Hand off to Tyrone Tracy. Official ruling is short. Second down. Indeed, it was a moonball, Crafty. Indeed. ELS, I said before, I'm not getting excited. I'm not getting excited for the Giants. I'm not going to do that. This is still preseason, so let's be honest. It's just not going to happen here. That's another handoff. That's the Devin Singletary. And did they do it? Yes, officially a touchdown. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Giants get a touchdown. I didn't get to see a lot of that last year. Did not get to see a lot of that. Crafty in the chat. Did I just see explosiveness from the Giants? That was something. Very excited by that. I'm not used to that. I don't know what to do with my hands. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. And the Giants do not have a 67-point lead. They just have a 7-point lead. 7-0. The New York Giants lead over the New York Jetropolitans. Yes, Crafty, I'm constantly reminding myself. It's like, oh, what a good pass. That's real great. This is good. I'm not expecting anything from the Giants this year. Trust me, not doing it. But an exciting play nonetheless. Let's go. All right, And again, it's against that Jets starting defense, which isn't terrible. That's what I mean. The Jets defense is a fairly good defense. So that to me, seeing that isn't like your typical preseason kind of play. It's like, all right, it's starters versus starters versus a good defensive team that the Jets have. I'll take it. I mean, it's better than the alternative. Check the old twits. Oh, the Cowboys are doing? What are the Cowboys doing? Oh, they're getting a safety. The Ravens got a safety against the Cowboys. Things not going great down there in Big A. Because, again, Dallas doesn't play in Dallas. They play in Arlington, which is further away from Dallas than East Rutherford is from downtown New York City. Just want to bring that point up again. Which, by the way, you can go ahead and get that Jersey Jackson dart, since everybody likes to say, oh, Giants are in Jersey anyway. You can say Jersey Jackson dart. I got that with the big NJ and in the Giants logo style with the nice dart in there. You can get that at our merch store. Link is in the top of the chat and in the description below. bit.ly/stay tuned merch. The capital letter in stay tuned and merch, the first letter in each of those words, stay tuned merch is capitalized. It's weird. Bitly kind of has this thing where that's how, if it's capitalized, then it has to stay that way, or otherwise it sends you off somewhere else. So it's bit.ly bit.ly/capital STAY, capital TUNED, capital MERCH. Stay tuned merch. I feel like it's weird having to say all that, but I do. Lloyd says, at least they play. Yeah, but here's the thing, Lloyd. They could play 600 miles away from Dallas and still be in fucking Texas. That doesn't matter. Oh! Gibson got rocked on the kick, but then he kept his feet, kept his head about him. So good toughness there from the Jets special teamer. I saw little bits of that game, ELS. The Packers-Colts game. I didn't see enough of it to see how Daniel Jones did. I know the Packers were down for a while. I guess they came back at the end to beat the Colts. But it seems like Shane Steichen said he's very close to naming a starter. And if that's going to be the case, that's going to be a yard loss for the Jets. Linebacker, Burns, Spooderman gets the tackle there. It seems like Steichen's going to go with Jones, if just based on observation. It seems like that's the way that the Colts are going to go there. So we'll see as we take a look at Shane Bowen for the Nueva York Gigantes. Fields and shotgun, hands it off on the snap. That's going to be a gain of about 2 yards for the Jets. So 3rd and 9-ish coming up here. Looking at some of the players and the key points here from Harry Carson. Crafty says the Jets hiring a new head coach who gave up 40-plus points in his last game as defensive coordinator is a vintage Jets move. Crafty, but also the Lions they had linebackers who were, oh boy, that's going to be a first down run from the Jets. Jeez, that was about an 11-yard run there. The Lions had linebackers in the last couple games of the season that were literally off the street. Like, they were so injured and still somehow got the number 1 seed and still were in the playoffs in that position. The fact that they were even there is incredible to me. So, if anything, I think that's going to be offsides on Sexy Dexy as we got ourselves a flag. And that means flag counter goes up to 1. Yeah, no shit. Encroachment. Hamster, brother. Great to see you. The Titans beat the Falcons last night in preseason action. So I think that means that Hamster now has to fully commit to rooting for the Titans this year. He has to abandon the Falcons and cannot root for them whatsoever. So let it be written, so let it be done. Yes, Lloyd, I agree. If the Lions weren't a walking mass unit last year, they would have. I think they probably would have went to the Super Bowl because the Eagles would have had to go to Detroit then. And I think that might have been a problem for them. Again, the Lions this year I think is a lot more of a question mark simply because the 2 new coordinators, we don't know what's going to go on there. I still think they'll be good, but I don't know how good. Handoff on 2nd and 5 here for the Jets. Gained a couple yards there, not much. Oh, no. Hamster said he could not watch the game last night. Doesn't matter. Results stand. The results stand. They blacked it out because they didn't want anybody to see Michael Penis Jr. And on a 3rd and short, that's going to be a first down for the Jets. So the Jets now in Giants territory. They're moving the ball here. Crafty in the chat says, from what I've seen of Jones in preseason, he still moves the ball well, but doesn't get TDs in the red zone. That's always been Daniel Jones' problem. That's always been Daniel Jones' problem. Fields back, surveys the field, gets some pressure, pulls it down. He's running. He's got space. He gets about 6 or 7 yards on the quarterback scramble. 2nd and 4. They're going to say officially 6, so 2nd and 4 are coming up here. Lloyd says, I still think we, the Lions, in that case, will be a threat wounded without the coordinators, but still a playoff team. I think the Lions are still fairly healthy. I still think you would have to consider them the team to beat in the NFC North. I like the Vikings as long as J.J. McCarthy is even half as good as the quarterback as they're hoping he is. Breece Hall, he gets a first down to the Giants' 28-yard line. I really do think that they have they're the team to be. Again, I do like the Vikings. I think the Packers could be an outside threat. They have to. The Packers are an enigma. As much as ELS wouldn't want to think so, the Packers. I don't know how to read the Packers. I really don't. They should be good, but will Love be okay, or will he make some of his Will Levisionian plays like he did last year? You know, throwing a couple of interceptions last year that were absurdly bad from any standpoint, you know, and you can't do that if you want to be a kind of a contender. The Bears are right out. Nobody gives a shit about the Bears. And Caleb Williams, I don't know what's going on with him, man. I do not know what's going on with him, but he looks weird. And Ben Johnson had to come out and say, "Oh, we gave him too much. We overwhelmed him. You overwhelmed him. He's an NFL quarterback. Read the fucking playbook." Allen given a carry here for the Jets. He stopped about 2 yards short of the first down. 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Jets. Lloyd says J.J. McCarthy might be a bust for the Vikings, but a star outside of the Vikings. Not sure what that means, but he's got star power there. I think the one thing I would worry about the Vikings is that you have to go the first 3 weeks without Addison because of the disciplinary stuff, because of his, what was it? It was drunk driving, I think it was. So, not great, but I think that's something to look out for. But other than that, the Vikings defense is good. They still have Justin Jefferson on the outside. You got that JJ to JJ connection there. That'll be good. Aaron Jones in the backfield. And like I said, I like their defense. So the Vikings, I think, are if I had to pick a team to challenge the Lions in the NFC North, it would be the Vikings. Hamster in the chat says, it's Saturday night and we got football on. I said, baby. I said, here we are. Gotta love it. We've made it. We have made it. Jets trying a 38-yard field goal. Snap, hold, kick, up. The arms go up. That is gonna be good. And the Jets cut the lead 7-3. Giants get the ball back after the break here on the old television. No break here. I will do a plug for our donation station and our merch store. Links up in the description. Up in the chat, which you can come and join right now. We got a nice little party going on in there. And, of course, in the description below. There we go. Also, if you feel like it, hit a like, share, and subscribe. If you like anything about this, let's just kind of sitting here bullshitting on a Saturday night, having a nice beverage of two. Just apple juice here for me. Clearly, that's all this is. Not hard cider. No, just regular American cider. Sure. Crafty wants to know why people don't like McCarthy already. I don't know. Maybe was it the injury thing? Was it the meniscus thing last year? He played one quarter of football and then had to miss the rest of the season with meniscus. I don't blame the guy for having an injury. It happens. And if anything, I think that helped him. He got to sit for a year, absorb the NFL game. Not only that, but absorb it well because the Vikings were doing great. Darnold played well up until the last 4 games, and the playoff game clearly. But you know the fact that he got to sit in a quarterback room, absorb NFL coaching, absorb, and how to look at a defense from the NFL perspective, how to do all that. I think, if anything, that helped J.J. McCarthy than if he was actually healthy last year and if they wanted to put him in too early or do anything like that. I think him actually being injured, if anything, helped him. So I think he'll be good as long as he stays healthy. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be good this year. The Giants, all the Giants starters started. They're starting all their starters in this game, and I think they're keeping him for a quarter, maybe longer. Russell Wilson threw a fucking moonshot, as Crafty said, to Collins on the Giants. Got it all the way down to the 1-inch line. It took 2 running attempts to get it in, but we got it. We pushed it in. It was tight, but we slid it in eventually. So it was exciting. It was exciting Giants football, which is not something we're used to seeing here. And the Jets, that last drive, the Jets are doing good with moving the ball. They keep the chains moving. The Giants defense, though, held them to a 38-yard field goal, which is fine. Giants defense got some good pressures. Burns looked good. We had one encroachment penalty on the Giants so far, as you can see with the one flag there. Oshluski with the return for the Giants, and we'll get the ball about the 28-yard line, 27, somewhere around there. Crafty in the chat says Anthony Richardson is made of glass, so if Daniel Jones can't overcome his touchdown allergy, especially in the red zone, Riley Leonard is likely going to get a shot at some point. I don't disagree with that. Like Daniel Jones has to play better, namely because offsides Giants, not great. So now we got 1st and 15 here for the Gigantes. Hand off. Tracy's going to get 2. So 2nd and 13 coming up here. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Crafty. When it comes to the Colts, I'm sorry, I think the Anthony Richardson project is over. Just not just because of him. Like, again, it's his personality. And I know we're all going to think back to, oh, take me out, and that stuff. And rightfully so. I think so. I think that's rightfully so. But it's also the fact that he is always injured. He is kind of made of glass. And then even when he is in the game, he's not very productive. He's just not very good. That's going to be a 6-yard completion to Wan'Dale Robinson. Yes, they did. Dude, Crafty, that was a nice shot. Lloyd in the chat wants to know my thoughts on Lawrence Taylor. Fucking legend. Guy invented basically the edge rusher. He is by far, to me anyway, the greatest linebacker that's ever played the game. And I don't think it's particularly close. A lot of people want to throw Ray Lewis up there. Ray Lewis is a great linebacker. I think Lawrence Taylor was better. He invented the damn position. Oh, could not hold on to the ball. It would have been a tough catch for Wan'Dale, but it was there, and he just couldn't reel it in. It would have been a first down. Oh, you can't drop that. It hit him in the mitts. But I think he heard footsteps. You can't make that mistake, Wan'Dale. You can't do it. If we weren't so short on wide receivers, I'd say you'd be cut, but we're kind of short on wide receivers, so I don't think you're going to be cut. 4th and 6 for the Giants. They punted away to the Jets. Jets. Pritchett picks it up at the 21, eludes a couple tacklers, and then does not elude anybody else. Gets it up to about the 22, and that's where the Jets will take over. Crafty. Allegedly. That's all. That's what I was going to say. LT, like, he had a lot of the cocaine stuff. Admittedly, we know that stuff's not allegedly. We know that, and he had the prostitute thing, where I think he got a prostitute, and she was. Turns out, she was not only a prostitute, but she was not of age. So a lot of trouble there for LT. But I at least to my knowledge, I don't think LT's ever been accused of killing anybody. Allegedly, that's all I'll say. Lawrence Taylor was a freak of nature. Lawrence Taylor, like, when you go back and actually look at it, he was an absolute freak of nature. He owned people. He owned backfields. There was nobody who could stop him. And they usually had defensive schemes or something like that. With LT, Parcells just said that, him and Belichick were like, go, just do. And we'll have everybody else run a scheme or do stunts or do something like that. You just do things. And that's why I think he's considered the godfather of the edge rusher, because he just was able. He was able to rush the edge from that linebacker position, from the kind of halfway linebacker, halfway defensive line position, which is why they call it an edge rusher now. But that's what he was. He would go off to the side. He would bum rush faster than everybody, stronger than everybody, get in the backfield and just destroy quarterbacks' will to live. It was amazing. It was really something to watch. And the Ray Lewis thing, that was in 2000. That was at Super Bowl 34 down in Atlanta. That's when that all happened. Was the alleged incident with the gentleman stabbed in the car. Ray Lewis had a white suit on, I believe, a white shirt that had blood on it, and then all of a sudden the shirt and the clothes he had mysteriously disappeared. Nobody could find it. He was there, but then he wasn't there. They ended up not having enough evidence for some reason, shape, or form, or something. And again, there was a lot of stuff about that was fishy. But in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of the law, O.J. Simpson was innocent too. So maybe not innocent, but not guilty. So I don't know. Yeah, draw your own conclusions. You make up your own mind. I stay out of it. I'm not saying one thing or the other about it. That's all you guys. 1st and 10. Justin Fields out of the game. His night is Dunskies. Who they got in there now? They got Martinez in there. Yeah, because Tyrod's hurt. So flags. We got whistle. Oh, no flags. Just the end of the quarter. They didn't get the snap off. You got to work. You should work on that a little better if you're the Jets. See if you can get that happening. Yeah, Lloyd, I forget when the actual trial, if there was, did he go on trial? Was he even charged? I know they investigated him. I don't know if was he ever even charged? Like, part of me doesn't even remember that. I'm old as shit, so I have Tyrod is still, Tyrod was the Giants' backup last year. Now he's the Jets' backup this year. But he got injured. I think there was, he had like a surgery or something. He hopefully, kind of, was it his knee? Meniscus, something like just a cleaning of his knee. He should be good for the year, getting there. But yeah, Tyrod's still in the league, man. I like Tyrod too. I think Tyrod's a very good quarterback, especially for a backup. If you need a solid backup, Tyrod is right up there. Remember, Tyrod's the quarterback that led the Bills to the playoffs for the first time in 25 years, whatever the fuck that was. Back in, what was that, 2017, 2018? So, yeah, big ups to Tyrod. Here's what AI has to say about the trial, if I remember it, as it does its amalgamation here. On January 31st, 2000, following a Super Bowl party in Atlanta, a fight broke out between Ray Lewis and his companions, Reginald Oakley and Joseph Sweeting, and another group of individuals, resulting in the fatal stabbing of Jacinth Shorty Baker and Richard Lawler. Lewis, Oakley, and Sweeting were all arrested and charged with murder and aggravated assault. The prosecution alleged that Lewis, Oakley, and Sweeting chased down and attacked the victims after a confrontation at the Cobalt Lounge in Buckhead. Evidence presented, including blood found in Lewis's limousine matching Baker's, and the fact that Lewis had been buying knives at a sporting goods store where he was signing autographs, though the knife found at the scene had no fingerprints or DNA on it. Lewis's legal team argued he was not involved in the stabbing and acted as a peacemaker, maintaining he did not have a knife and tried to prevent the fight. After several weeks of trial, Lewis's attorney negotiated a plea deal, leading to the dismissal of the murder charge in exchange for Lewis pleading guilty to obstruction of justice. He was sentenced to 1 year probation, and the NFL fined him then a record $250,000. Big pass there for Martinez and the Jets. And that's going to be a first down close to midfield, about at the 45, 46-yard line. The trial of Oakley and Sweeting concluded with their acquittal on the grounds of self-defense, meaning no murder was legally established. Yeah, look at that shit. He settled civil lawsuits with the victims' families out of court in 2004. I think that's what you're thinking about, Lloyd. Was the civil case in was where he settled. And we got a flag down. Flag down. What do we got? That's going to be holding on the New York Metropolitans. Moving back 10. So 1st and 20 now for the Jets from their own 35. Martinez back, throws. Brandon Smith, tight end with the catch, number 87. Yeah, some of that yardage back there. Yeah, Lloyd, I got to tell you, the things that I think I remember that are 1,000% fact, I know that. I know this for a fact. And then it's like, you find out, boy, no, don't remember it the way I did. It makes you wonder if anything that we remember is fucking real. Didn't happen. And I know you talk to scientists and they're like, the memories you remember aren't the actual, you're not reliving those moments. It's your brain currently reconstructing to the best of its ability what you thought happened there. Like it's, if you really want to get deep and philosophical about it, it's like the past doesn't exist. We say, oh, the past only exists in our mind and nostalgia only exists in our mind. It truly isn't there. Like, we have no idea what it is. And that's the thing, so you can start. And I know there's conspiracy theories about the missing time theory, about where the church erased 800 years from history. Like, this is really like 1625 instead of 2025 or some shit like that. Like, sometimes you think about it. Could be easy to do that. Oh, quick try to get away there for Martinez. Could not get to his check down man. That's going to be incomplete. 4th and 8, and the Jets will be forced to punt. Hamster, bringing up the exact same point. He's talking about what we're talking about, that he went to a Falcons game. Hamster says, I went to a Falcons game with my dad and granddad in the early 2000s. Swore up and down it was 2004, but indeed, looked at the ticket, it was 2006. And that's what I mean, is like, you think you know, and you just, you never know. You never know. We have another flag. Ball bounces out of about the 5-yard line on the punt. We'll see what the flag is. Giants got holding, so the ball went out at the 5, so now they'll get it at the 2.5-yard line. So the Giants starting deep in their own territory. Russell Wilson coming back out. That's nice. Giants starters getting some work. Crafty in the chat says, I've concluded that my distant memories of Rodgers not choking away a postseason run must be fake. Never happened, man. Never happened. The Packers actually won Super Bowls then. Yeah, nah. To be fair, that one against the Buccaneers, when fucking LaFleur went for the field goal instead of going for it, when they're down at like the half-yard line. Like, remember that? And Rodgers came up the field. And he's like, because the Packers never got another opportunity to score after that. Like that completely fucked up. So that that one, that NFC Championship game, Packers versus Buccaneers, I don't blame Rodgers for that one. That was a good game, and it was a bad call by LaFleur that I think really fucked over the Packers and cost them a chance to go. And their defense was garbage. And then that's funny because that was the next year. You're figuring, okay, maybe they'll get a wide receiver. They don't do that until this year with Matthew Golden. But it's like maybe they'll get some defensive help. Maybe they'll draft someone on defense. Maybe they'll start building up the defense. And that's when they traded up to get Jordan Love. And it just, granted, Jordan Love may be good, maybe great. I think it's still way too early to say anywhere where I would place him on a quarterback chart. As far as top 5, top 10, top 15 quarterback in the NFL. But when you look at most Packers fans then, and I know the viral clip is of Mad Mel, Ty Schmidt there from the Pat McAfee show. But most Packers fans felt like that. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? It's like we were this close to the Super Bowl. If we had a somewhat more competent defense, we probably would have went to the Super Bowl. If we maybe had another weapon or two, we probably would have went to the Super Bowl. And instead of doing that, you draft a fucking quarterback? Like, what the fuck are we doing? And that's what I mean. The Packers, the Packers they're an enigma. They really are an enigma of a franchise. Yeah, but even 4 years ago, asking fucking Aaron Rodgers, 4 or 5 years ago now at this point, asking Aaron Rodgers to fucking run. Like, what the fuck are we doing? So from the 2.5-yard line, Russell Wilson, play action, throws. That's going to be caught. Hyatt gets it, and he's going to be down at the 23-yard line, and the Giants get some breathing room, 1st and 10. '94 Chapman for the Giants in at fullback. He defensive lineman usually. Blocking there for Tyrone Tracy. And he gets about 5 yards on the play, 5.5. Decent little wrinkle. Cool little fullback. Bring back the full. We need fullback back as a full-time position. Let's fucking go. Jimbo's in the chat. How you doing, Jimbo? He says, wow, King is still here and didn't walk out. Dart must be playing good. Dart hasn't played yet, brother. Dart has not even played yet. Also, shitty Wi-Fi at the game. Also can't hear what he's saying about me, but most likely positive stuff. Always. Nothing but positive stuff about you, Jimbo, of course. Yeah, but Crafty, if you remember watching that too, that helicopter play, he was fucking... It looked like his hip was about to pop any minute. So, I mean, and I remember watching that live. That's how old I am. I'm old enough to where if I wake up and stretch wrong, my fucking hip pops. So, not great. Look at Evan Neal. Look at Evan Neal being good. They moved him to tackle there, or guard, and now he was tackle. He was bad at tackle. He was a swing guard and gate as tackle, but at guard, let's go. 3rd and 5 for the Giants. Devin Singletary out of the backfield. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, not much further. Giants are going to be a couple yards short of a first down, and they will punt. So not outside of that first nice big play to get them some breathing room was nice, and outside of the big play to start the game for the Giants, not much going on. So we'll see what happens if and when they put Dart in. I'm hoping they put Dart in here soon. 10:28 remaining here in the second quarter. The Scottish Hammer. That's my terrible Scottish accent, by the way. Pritchett is out of bounds at about the 27, 28-yard line. Crafty, you should know me by now. There's no hope. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Does anybody even know where that's from anymore? Like, you say that, but I fear for the educational standards that are out there currently. People don't have any idea about history. They don't have any idea about philosophy, about culture. Just nobody knows anything anymore. Very sad. Hamster says he'll be right back. We'll be here waiting for you, Hamster. We're not going anywhere. We're here for the duration. Jump over here. We're going to get the possession arrow back over to the JETS. Let's see what's going on in some of these other games here. Roman Wilson for the Steelers has 72 receiving yards in the first quarter. Steelers like what they're seeing. Who's that throwing to him? Is that Will Howard? Will Howard? Rams got a touchdown against the Chargers. Go Chargers, go! As they have the bit of the LA. See, that's the other thing too, is that you have two LA teams now, which the Chargers should be in San Diego, but that's a case for another day. And it's there are two LA teams playing against each other, but they play in Inglewood, which is further away from downtown Los Angeles than East Rutherford is from downtown New York. I just said that. Sam Howell. Sorry, yeah, Sam Howell. Isn't Will Howard hurt? Why do I know the name Will Howard? Or am I just making that up in my head? No, I know Will Howard. Yeah. But yeah, I think he's injured, isn't he? Yeah. Well, was that him? He might be playing. What number? What number is he? Oh, he's number 18. Yeah, so it was number 17. So it definitely was probably could have been Sam Howell there. That's the thing. I'm one of those weird guys, Hamster. I'm one of those weird. Not that you guys could have figured that out. That I'm slightly weird. But I love winter and fall. Like when it gets darker. I love the fact that when it gets dark at like 4:30, like that's perfect for me. You get those late October nights. Starts getting late. It starts getting dark at 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock. When it starts going down like that. It's cool. You get that nice cool breeze. You get to wear the hoodies all the time. Like I look better in a hoodie than I do anything else. So get to hide more of my fat grossness. I just look better in them. So I enjoy that stuff. Like, give me the dead of winter. Sun rises at like fucking 8 o'clock. Sun sets at 3:30. Give it to me. Give it to me. Inject it into my veins. I can't wait for it. Oh my God, I've got seasonal affective disorder. I need the sun to be happy. Then you're weak and you should be removed from the species. No time for your weakness. I need sun. Who needs the sun when you have the cold, bitter embrace of winter's hug? Like, part of me, like, when I visited Scotland last year in June, and it was like, yeah, the sun is like, it's still twilight at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's really cool shit. I love that. But that also means in the winter, like they have like 3 hours of sun. And I was thinking about that. I was like, I could do that. I could do that. Give me that. Let me live in Alaska. I want to live in Alaska too. I would love to live in Alaska. Yes, give it to me. Perfect. Get $1,000 the oil stipend or whatever it is, and yeah, I know it's like $12 for a gallon of milk, but you get the good with the bad. But also, just dark in the wintertime, all that you want, give it to me. Want it. Lloyd said he's back and he made a bagel. Listen, Lloyd, I'm from Jersey, so depending on how you made your bagel, depends on what kind of bagel was it. Was it a true bagel, or did you make it like a fucking Thomas's bagel? Put cream cheese on it. You give it a good smear of butter. Make a bacon, egg, and cheese. Dude, if you made a bacon, egg, and cheese at like 8 o'clock at night, that would be impressive. That would be nice. So the Jets punt there, and it's going to be Giants ball coming up here. Like I said, unless like when it comes to the preseason here, like this is more just like a hangout. We're just kind of bullshitting, having some fun, having a couple of laughs. So like I'm not doing the exact play-by-play. Like, we're having fun. We're just here having fun. When the season comes along, obviously we'll be a little bit more professional. I mean, for us. Lloyd says cream cheese, butter, and some jalapenos. Getting jalapeno business. Very nice. Very nice. Nice and spicy. Yes, but what kind of bagel was it? Was it a Lender's? Like you got a frozen bagel, Or did you go to the store? Is that a bagel left over from this morning from the shop that you went to? Did you go to Vinnie Boombotz's bagel shop and get yourself a nice bagel? Nice poppy seed, nice everything. Abagoo, how you doing? Crafty says the best bagels are the ones that can be eaten plain. Listen, you can eat, and which I do. You get a egg everything bagel. That's a good one. I love an egg everything. Yes, hamster. I remember that. Remember, I started the jersey countdown that's been going on Instagram and Twitter. I started that at 99 days because there was no 100 numbers, and I did it with like the jerseys, and I've been doing a different jersey every day. At first, they were all just kind of variations of a Stay Tuned Sports football jersey, as we would think it. And then once we got to 32, I started doing the order of the teams as they finished and counting down. Today was the Colts, I believe. Tomorrow's going to be the Falcons. So you'll like that. But yeah, like I can't believe we're already here. You know what I mean? Homemade bagel. Like you made the bagel. You dipped it in like that baking soda solution and shit. And then you baked it. And it got the nice hard crust on there. You mixed the dough. You did all that yourself? Homemade? If you did, I'm fucking impressed. 8:38 remaining here in the second quarter. Russell Wilson hands off to Tyrone Tracy. He breaks it outside. He gets through, and he's going to get about 14 yards on the carry. First down, New York Giants. Lloyd says, dude. Let's go. Homemade bagel. Love it. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. I'm diabetic, so I can't have a bagel. I try, even, like, I can even have, like, some breads and shit. Like, if I have my cheat day, I make sure I take my medicine. I have all that kind of stuff. But I've learned a couple things. One, can't have pretzels. And two, cannot have bagels. Bagels, no matter what I do, no matter how well I've been taking care of my blood sugar, it's not good. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Jackson Dart gets a little dump off. And a massive run after catch for our big Johnson, our big tight end Johnson. And that was a big fucking 30-plus yard, 30, 35-yard run there. After this little dump off, Jackson was getting in trouble. And now in Jet territory down at the 42-yard line. Now Wilson's back in, so the Giants are playing a little bit of quarterback three-card Monty here. Handoff with our defensive lineman as fullback again. Got a gain of 6 coming out of the backfield. Hamster in the chat asking if we're going to do any college football games this year. Maybe. I'm thinking about it. I'd like to. Again, the more content we could do is obviously better. I would like to do more stuff. I know the wife would rather, we still be able to do stuff together. So Saturdays and Sundays not being that, I don't know. We'll see. Wilson throws a deep ball that's a fucking basket catch for an interception. What the fuck were you throwing at there, Russ? What the fuck are we doing? That's enough. Get him out. Jackson Dart's got to start. Yeah, get the Jackson. I don't know what the fuck that was. He just chucked it up there and just said, oh, let it float. Let it float. Dumb. So they're trying to explain maybe it was the wrong route run by the wide receiver, but Russ 4 for 7, 100 some odd yards there, and an interception. Not great. Hamster in the chat says, "What was that?" Yeah, no, what the fuck was that, man? That's a shame. That's a shame. That was lining up to be a pretty good drive there. Jets dropped the ball. 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Jets after that Russell Wilson interception. Again, another drop by the Jets. That's how you're going to get your ass cut. Can't be doing that. Yeah, no, even if he caught that, he was getting murdered. So 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Jets. But yeah, I would definitely like to do some college games. Clearly, Notre Dame is going to be one that I would definitely like to do. But definitely some of the bigger matchups I would like to do as well. So I'll talk to Jimbo. I'll see what he's doing, what he's feeling about that. If I'll have to do them by myself, if he wants to do them with us, we could do that as well. Martinez back, looks, throw, deep ball over the middle, overthrown, incomplete. Nary a flag to be seen. That's going to be 4th and 10. Jets are going to have to punt. So the interception turns out not hurting the Giants there. Hamster says, it would be weird to share a stadium. I already don't like seeing the soccer shit at Falcons games. I'm like, this is the Falcons stadium. I can kind of understand that. But see, here's the good thing. When you think about it that way, whether you're a Giants fan or a Jets fan, when you walk into MetLife Stadium, your first thought isn't, wow, there's Giant stuff here, or wow, there's Jet stuff here. It's, wow, this place is a giant piece of shit. Which is weird that you would spend $1.6 billion building a giant piece of shit. But that is MetLife Stadium. That place is fucking terrible. It is maybe the worst stadium I've been to. Worse than old Giants. Giants Stadium was better than this fucking piece of shit. Fair catch interference against the Jets. Jets. Like, there are fucking obscured view seats. There should never be an obscured view seat in a brand new stadium. In a stadium made in the last 35 years, there shouldn't be an obscured view seat. There are at MetLife Stadium. It's a giant concrete ashtray when you're on the inside. And on the outside, it looks like a fucking HVAC unit. It looks like the local neighborhood MILF's fucking central air that she's got hanging outside her fucking house. It's terrible. It's because apparently here the story. I don't know if anybody knows the story about MetLife Stadium, but originally, because the Jets were working to get the West Side Stadium done in Manhattan, the Giants wanted to get a new stadium to replace Giant Stadium. Jackson Dart, end of the game, looks like he's in there for good right now. Hopefully, we'll see. It's going to be a handoff to Devin Singletary. He's going to get about 4 yards. So the Giants' plan when they were building the stadium, it was only going to be them, was it was going to be this nice brick structure, kind of old schooly looking. Think of like Camden Yards, but a football stadium. And it was going to be a nice design, kind of open, get a view of New York City from the Meadowlands, which, I mean, New York City's right there, so you have the one end. If you did it like Lincoln Financial Field and had like the one end open, you'd be able to see the skyline, and you have the whole thing. Like, it would have been a beautiful, lovely stadium. Well, the Jets were working on that giant glass kind of aquarium dome thing on the west side, which would have been super sleek and super modern and whatever. That's fine. Dart looks, throws, incomplete. Throw is short. Well, when the West Side Stadium plan fell through because of James Dolan and MSG, which, by the way, is the reason why the NFL draft got removed from Radio City every year and now is a traveling thing, because James Dolan pissed off the NFL so much, and James Dolan also owns Radio City, that the NFL said, all right, you fucked over our team, so fuck you. And they decided to then share the stadium, that they decided to compromise on the look. And so instead of building the nice square domed atrium thing that the Jets wanted, or building the nice old school brick kind of thing that they were doing, Jackson Dart, he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down, 4th down. Giants are going to have to punt. So instead of doing all that, they kind of compromised and said, well, we'll do like a metal louver thing, and we'll kind of compromise. And what you got was a $1.6 billion compromise. And if the one thing we know about compromise is that nobody's ever happy. And I got to tell you, boy, is that ever more real than it is with fucking MetLife Stadium. MetLife Stadium is a monument to the worst parts of compromise. And looking at what could have been for the Giants Stadium there in the Meadowlands and how it would have looked, Giants down at the 4 on the punt. Like that makes it even worse, because not only is MetLife so terrible, but the Giants could have had a absolutely beautiful, modern, historically like a modern masterpiece, like a Camden Yards of football. Like, it would have looked so beautiful. And instead we've got the giant HVAC unit in the middle of the swamp. It's fucking terrible. ELS says, out of the MetLife Stadium, what's the worst stadium in the NFL? In my opinion, I haven't been to many. So, but from an aesthetic standpoint, from just me looking at it and being like, ugh. What is Northwest Stadium? Is that something that was recently renamed? I don't even know which one that is, to tell you the truth. Like, I know Carolina Stadium is almost 30 years old, but it still looks nice to me. I know they're renovating it now. The Teppers putting a shit ton of money into it and stuff like that. But even that wasn't a bad looking stadium. It's got the cool black kind of marble outside and all that kind of stuff. Oh, yes, absolutely. The old FedEx Stadium. That's the one. Yeah, that place. It's got the poop pipe. All you had to do was say poop pipes. All you had to do was say poop pipes. Or say FedEx Stadium. Yeah, 'cause nobody knows what it was after FedEx. That place was fucking... Yeah, and that's why they're gonna... They got everything worked out to get back to the RFK site and build on there, but apparently there might be some political forces that say, hey, if you don't change the name back to the Redskins, you're not going to get that. So we'll see. Still a lot of stuff to happen. That's going to be first down for the Jets there on the 3rd and 1 carry. Because that's the thing. FedEx Stadium, when it first opened, was kind of a carbon copy of Giant Stadium. It really was, which was weird because Giant Stadium was already 25 years old at that point. So I don't know why you would have just done basically an exact copy of what Giant Stadium was. And then, Snyder was so bad at running the team and didn't put money towards anything, and the place started falling apart. And now it's to the point, where you got poop pipes fucking breaking into place. They removed seats because people weren't coming because the Redskins were so bad. Like, it's just... Yeah, they're everything top to bottom about FedEx Field is just awful. And so it's good that the Skins are going to go back there to the RFK site. ELS says, for the chat and for me as well, what's the best stadium in football and in college football? College football's easy for me, and I understand that people are going to argue about, well, the concourse isn't great, and it's a pain to get in and out of, and it's whatever. To watch a game in Rose Bowl. Sorry, it is. Everybody, it is, to me, the peak of college football. If you're looking for college football, Rose Bowl. And again, the homer in me is always going to say Notre Dame Stadium, and you can always say like the Horseshoe and the Big House, and like I get that. Like the traditional places, I would love to see games in all those places. But if you're looking for like college football, what is the best place to watch a college football game? What is the best aesthetically pleasing college football stadium? Rose Bowl, and it is not a significantly close race in that aspect. As far as the NFL, I gotta tell you, I've heard nothing but great things about SoFi, and it looks nice. Maybe a little too sterile for my case, but nice. I do like the Raiders' giant fucking Death Star in the middle of the desert. I like that, and I like the Cardinals' big fucking cactus toaster fucking thing. I like that stadium. State Farm Stadium, whatever they call it. I do. I like it. Obviously, if you're thinking about traditional stadiums, I know Lambeau was just renovated, 10, 15 years ago, with the whole atrium and everything else they did there, and it's beautiful. Lambeau is a beautiful fucking stadium. I would love to see a game at Lambeau one day. Soldier Field is also fucking terrible. To say, we were talking about FedEx Field. If you remove FedEx because the place is literally rotting to the ground with poop pipes everywhere. To me, to answer that question, the second worst outside of FedEx would definitely be Soldier Field. And that's the other. The butthole dome down there, outside of looking like a giant butthole, the fact that I love that Arthur Blank has all the prices reasonable. What is it? It's like $1.75 for a hot dog. Beers, $3.50, $4 or something. Like everything is like, all right, I get it. That's great. So again, yeah, Mercedes-Benz Stadium down there. Yeah, I can fuck with that. I can fuck with Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I like that place. I'd like to go see a game there. I'd like to see a game in the Superdome, too. That's over 50 years old. Obviously, it's been renovated a bunch of times. It's been 20 years now since Katrina went through the place, and you would have figured maybe that was the end of it, but that fucker is still going strong and still looks better, just hosted a Super Bowl. And the inside, they keep on renovating it, and the concourses and everything else about the stadium looks better than ever. So I'd love to see a game down there at the Superdome, just because it's loud, it's fun, plus it's New Orleans. Get drunk. Go to Bourbon Street, see some titties. It's great. Who would have wanted to do that? We got a minute 30 left here in the second quarter. Martinez under center. 1st and 10 for the Jets. Throws over the middle. It's going to be caught for a gain of about 5 yards for the Jets. And the funny thing is, the one that you hear a lot of people talk about, like, Arrowhead being the loudest stadium. Oh, it's such a cool atmosphere, and it's louder than like that. Arrowhead is another stadium that's falling the fuck apart. And that's why they're trying to get the best deal they can. And that's right now you have Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas fighting for the Chiefs to see where they want to play. Because I know Missouri balked at it at first, but Kansas passed a measure that said that they would help fund the stadium in Kansas City, Kansas, and all that stuff passed over the middle for the Jets. That's going to be caught. They're in Giants territory now. Smith with the catch there from Martinez. 32 seconds left, and the Jets are going to take their first time out. ELS wants to know about Raymond James Stadium. Again, that's another stadium that I've heard nothing but glowing reviews about. And even though that's another stadium that's approaching 30 years old, but has renovated itself and kept itself relevant enough to where they're still hosting Super Bowls. They just hosted a Super Bowl, what was that, 54? During COVID and everything, 54, 55 during COVID. And... yeah, it was 55, I think it was, LV. And, of course, you got the giant fucking ship with the cannons, which is always... I'm a sucker for a gimmick, and the Buccaneers have a great one. Yeah, Martinez has been around with a lot of teams. I liked him. Pass is batted down by the Giants at the line. 2nd and 10, 30 seconds remaining here. Ford Field, I like Ford Field. It's an interesting setup. I like how it looks Detroit. It does. I love the brick face. I don't like it's a dome. I think if you're in the NFC North, you should have no dome. That bothers me that you have the Vikings and the Lions both playing a dome. I think it takes a little edge off you. But as far as the stadium looks, it looks nice. It's a shame they haven't gotten another Super Bowl since Super Bowl 40. Because I think the stadium is nice, is a nice one to do it, and it would, obviously help the Detroit economy and everything else like that. But yeah, it's a nice stadium. It's a nice stadium. U.S. Bank Stadium is another one I've heard nothing but great things about for being a dome and how it is. Like that one I've heard is just an absolute palace up there in Minnesota. So that's also something I would definitely love to go see. That's the thing. There's a couple of stadiums that I really would make a road trip to go see. Obviously, Lambeau. I would want to go see a game at Mercedes-Benz down in Atlanta, Superdome in New Orleans, SoFi in L.A. I'd like to see U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Caught. I don't know if I'd want to. I mean, as far as like making a trip, the new Buffalo when that new Buffalo stadium opens, I'd like to go see a game up there in the middle of December. I'm gonna have to be cold. I don't give a shit. And everybody who bitches about it not being a dome can eat the fattest part of my ass because it's Buffalo. There shouldn't be a dome. And they did it right. They knew. We're going to build a brand new stadium. We're going to spend billions of dollars on it. But fuck this idea of it being a dome. Eat shit. Hamster says, sometimes I don't like going to football games because then you miss all the other games. That's what some people are saying. Some people say it's so much better, especially nowadays. Just sitting at home, putting Red Zone on, or just flipping back and forth if you have a Sunday ticket and just going back and forth and everything like that. But I'll tell you what, if doing this and doing these kind of games, like I would enjoy. Just like if it was up to me, I would sit and just watch Red Zone all day. But the original Red Zone on DirecTV with fucking Siciliano. Everybody gushes over fucking Scott Hansen. Fuck Scott Hansen. He's terrible on Red Zone. He is awful. I want fucking Siciliano back. Put Siciliano on red zone, and I'm a happy guy. That's going to be a 3-yard gain as the Jets are now on the 14-yard. They're out of timeouts, though. Clock is tick, 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 ticking. And they spiked the ball with 3 seconds left as they're going to set up here for a field goal and see if they can get it to a 1-point game before halftime. Well, no, that's it. The Packers aren't family-owned. They are community-owned. They are the only publicly owned NFL team, which is why they have to share their financial information, where all the other NFL teams don't. The Packers have to share theirs, and that's how we get the idea of how much money the NFL makes. Because when we look at the revenue sharing and what they get, the Packers have to declare publicly, since they are a publicly owned team, how much money they made and how much they got from the NFL, all that stuff, their overall intake. So what you do from then is, because of all the revenue sharing and everything is pretty much evenly split outside of certain other factors, that's why you can only get a close approximation. You take what the Packers' income was for a particular year, times that by 32, and that's how you're able to tell the NFL is doing hundreds of billions of dollars of business. Like ridiculous amounts of money. But see, that's the thing is, you have the certificate that says that you own the Packers. But in reality, like the reality of the situation is, like, you don't. And I remember, like, when I first learned that, like, that the Packers shares that people buy and do all that kind of stuff are functionally useless as like a share, as an ownership share, as any other share in a company would be, or share in a business. Like, they're functionally useless. But it's a cool thing you get to frame and say, hey, I own a piece of the Packers. And they kind of do that whenever they need money. They just kind of, hey, we're going to sell shares in the Packers, and people buy it up. And it's like you don't get anything from it, though. There's no dividends. There's no, nobody's making money off of having that certificate saying I own a piece of the Packers. So like, I get it. It is cool, but also on the other hand, it's like I hate to be the party pooper here, but Hamster says I'm gonna buy a piece of the Packers and fire Jordan Love. Oh, can you? Can you do that? Is that a thing? But it is, thanks to the Packers and the fact that they're the only team publicly owned and will always be the only team publicly owned. The NFL will never allow that to happen again because of that reason and how much they want to keep, all the information inside. The fact that the Packers have kind of been grandfathered in that way, it helps us get a little peek into what the NFL business is like. And man, they make fucking bank. And that's what I mean. That's why you have these people trying to get in there. That's why you have these fucking hedge funds and people trying to get into this, because the NFL is literally just a license to print money. And the problem is too, now the NFL teams are so goddamn expensive. They're all all NFL teams are valued at least over $5 billion. Like even who would you think is like the worst NFL team? One that would be like the lowliest team that you'd want to buy. What, like the Browns maybe? The Browns got to be over $5 billion. And I know, like, you look at the list of, these teams are valued here. It's not, those mean nothing. Because whatever the price is, you're paying more than that, probably double that. Like, I remember the Redskins were valued at, I think, $1.5 or $2 billion, and Snyder sold them for $7 billion, because You're an NFL team. You can do that. Nah, the Panthers. What? How much did Tepper pay? Tepper paid a lot, and they've only gone up. Even with them being awful, they're an NFL franchise, so the value's only gone up. Tepper paid $2.275 billion for the Carolina Panthers, which at the time was a record price, which now we know has been surpassed by the Redskins. And that was in 2018. And that was with a motivated seller because there was the scandal there with Jerry Richardson. So it could have been more, but it was just kind of like, we need you to get rid of this team. You're getting $2+ billion. Take it or leave it. The Cincinnati Bengals are currently listed as the least valuable NFL franchise, and their current value is listed at $5.5 billion. And that is the team with the lowest valuation in the NFL. Yes, I do remember that, hamster. I think that was that last year or the year before? Yeah, where the Panthers were bad in Carolina. They were like 86 cents tickets and people still weren't buying them. But yeah, so there you go. The lowest value for an NFL team is $5.5 billion. That's the Bengals. And if you wanted to buy the Bengals, it would take more than $5.5 billion. That's what I'm saying. That's what they're valued at. But if you wanted to actually purchase them, would take more. Would probably take closer to 10. Average value is $7 billion. The three top teams, obviously, you have the Cowboys. Where are they listed at? Cowboys are $12.8 billion as their value. But again, it would take a lot more to buy them. The Rams are 10.4. And the Giants are 10.25, so 10 and a quarter. So it goes 12, 10, 10. The average is 7, and the lowest is 5.5 for the Bengals. Yeah, nobody in this chat currently is able to go ahead and purchase an NFL team. Although you could help us here at Stay Tuned Sports maybe by go ahead and donating at our donation station or buying some of our fine products over at our merch store. Links in the top of the chat. And in the description below, helps us out tremendously. And if you want to help us out for free anyway, which you can do, like, share, subscribe, helps us out tremendously. Make sure if you're a first-time viewer and you're going to subscribe, hit that notification bell, let you know whenever we go live. We do lots of lives. We do watch-alongs here during the NFL season. Most likely going to do some college football as well. Might do other stuff as well. Even hockey teams are getting into the billions of dollars to buy. NBA teams are costing billions of dollars. It's the value on these things are only going up. For the NFL, it's always going to be more, though, because the NFL is, no matter how much you pay to get into the NFL, you're getting a return. Because the NFL is just nothing but a license to print money. You buy it, if you're able to get in on an ownership group, because you have to be part of a group now. There's nobody that has this, outside of like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. There's nobody that has the kind of money to just outright buy a team anymore. So people have to get into ownership groups. They have to be part of these fucking, bring in bring in these hedge funds and shit, and these money managers and shit like that. Like it's getting crazy. But you need it. You need it now, because if you can get in, if you can get your foot in the door, you're pretty set for life if you have the money to buy an NFL team to begin with. But now you're set up for, you're talking about like Rockefeller wealth. You're talking like fucking Vanderbilt wealth. Hampton says, if I had that kind of money, I'd buy a hockey team. I'd buy the Devils if I could. I would 1,000% buy the Devils. Like that would be a dream of mine. And hey, listen, Josh Harris, he's got a lot going on there. He's dealing with the Sixers. He's got the Redskins he's got to deal with now. You already got the Redskins. I'm a Jersey boy, Jersey native. Grew up watching them. Watched them win their first Stanley Cup in '95 in person with my father. There, it was great, fantastic. Why don't you just give them to me? Let me handle the Devils. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll work. It'll be great. I promise I won't run them into the ground because I know what I'm doing. Hockey-wise and business-wise, of course I do. We're at halftime, by the way. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Again, this is just the watch-along and hangout here as we're watching the Jets take on the Giants in preseason. Just having fun, just bullshitting, just having some talks, Steelers seem to be doing good. What happened here? Did Cowboys get a pick six? Yeah, they did. Look at that. Cowboys did something good. Buccaneers, they got an interception in their game. Lloyd, you're silly. It's a joke. You say it's not a joke, but it's a joke. It is funny because it just seems like that it seems like looking up some of this stuff though. Looking up just some of the business about the owners and stuff here. This came up that because Woody Johnson, owner of the Jets, every day, and not maybe not the greatest football guy in the world, best football owner. He just bought a stake in Crystal Palace, the soccer team over in England, in the Premier League, and it appears that Josh Harris, who we were just talking about, is preparing a takeover bid for his share of Crystal Palace already. So you think you have enough money? You would figure the guy who runs Johnson & Johnson and all the money, the federal money they just made off the vaxes and shit like that. Sorry, getting lost in the Twitter. I do that. I gotta realize that dead air fucking sucks. And I gotta tell you, Lloyd, like we've had this conversation once or twice during the flagships episodes of Stay Tuned Sports, but like it feels like the Super Bowl era uniforms are kind of a toe dip in the water. Of like, let's see how much we can get away with this, and if that's something that'll happen. It feels like that, and that's the other thing too. Like, even if the name doesn't come back, bring the uniforms back. Hamster in the chat. He says, I need me a team out west to pull for, so I'll always have a 4:30 game to get excited about. I kind of like the Cardinals too. I said I'm a Desertburg guy, man. I like my Cardinals. I always will. Little Jordan, good cover. You got hit in the hands. You got to catch that, little Jordan. Little Jordan. So Jackson was good. He threw a dart. To him. But Lil Jordan was unable to bring it down. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Giants. That's going to be a pitch out to Miller. That's going to be a gain of about 7. Giants had 182 total yards in that first half, 6 first downs, 1 turnover with that weird fucking floater pass there from Russell Wilson, and 10 minutes of time of possession. Jets had 186 total yards, 9 first downs, no turnovers, but also no touchdowns. Giants had themselves a touchdown, so everybody else can kiss my ass. That's what matters. Scoreboard! And we do look good. Like I said, I think the starters look good on both defense and offense. Jackson Dart throws a screen. That's going to be a first down and a little bit more up to the 47-yard line for the New York Giants. Lloyd thinks that there is indeed some political pressure being put on Josh Harris and the Washington football team to go ahead and change their name back to the... Ooh, took a shot, but what a dart! Washington gets the catch from Jackson Dart. Boy, right there, held on to the ball, right in the right spot. Some people might call that a hospital ball. I call that a first down. No, Hamster, that's fine. Like, you guys in the chat, whatever you guys do in the chat is fine. As long as stuff stays relatively okay. Like, and we've talked with the ELS. ELS knows, you know, if it's stuff that I would say, then it's fine. You know, don't block or ban anybody or do anything like that. If anything, you know, if I have to, I'll direct them to tell them, like, hey, don't. The only thing I really want banned are, like, if the bots show up, which happens every now and then. You get the bots coming. It's like, watch NFL games here now. Watch NFL games here now. Watch NFL games here now. It's like, ban those motherfuckers. But, like, what you guys talking there is fine. I don't care. We're one way or the other, left, right, center, however you guys want to talk, that's fine. Because in this kind of situation, there are political pressures and political conversations around Washington, their name, the stadium that's coming up. Obviously, a lot of stuff happening in D.C. right now, so it's unfortunately things are intertwined in that aspect. So you can't avoid the subject if you're trying to talk about the subject. So it just is what it is. Another first down for the Giants. Jackson Dart under center, looking fairly good. Yes, politics does get people mad, which is why I try to take as neutral of a position as I can. Giants take a timeout. First of the half. They're already down to 2. You don't like to see that in the second half. So, like I said, the only thing I said and that we're doing here on the channel is that we've stopped trying to do the whole, because for the last couple of years I was doing a whole Washington football team of Redskins Commanders shtick, because they had 3 different names in 3 years. It was a whole fucking thing and da-da-da. Like, what a pain in the, pain in the dick, pain in the ass. But, like, I'm sorry, Commanders just doesn't fit. It hasn't fit. It was a bad name choice from the start. It's been a bad name choice. The uniforms were bad when they came out with them. Like, it was just everything about it. It would have been a lot better if they just would have stayed the Washington football team, to be honest with you. The WFT, the Washington football team, that actually seemed to have fit better than whatever Washington Commanders is. It just never fit with them. So, instead of trying to do that and just going along with it and doing it like that, I decided to make an executive decision and say, fuck it. All the graphics I have and what we're going to call them on here is the Washington Redskins, because that is what I feel their name should be. And that's my personal opinion. I'm not taking a political stance. I know some people will say it that way, but and that's fine. People can take it any way, shape, or form they want to. It sounds wrong. It looks wrong. And the football team should be called what it is. Jackson Dart over the middle, caught, touchdown, New York Giants. Let's go, baby. Jackson Dart looks good. I don't want to. I don't want to frighten everybody. I don't want to worry everybody here. Jackson Dart looks good. Jackson Dart looks really good. I'm still not going to advocate for him to start. Not yet. Motherfucker looks good. I like it. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. Giants, they now have a 14-6 lead after Jackson throws another dart, and the Giants get a touchdown. It's been floated. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm just saying Jackson Dart does look good. Not getting my hopes up. Just saying. And Hamster, to your point about like there have been attempts over the years to try for people trying to get the Blackhawks to change their name or change the logo, and that's never going to happen. That, first of all, it is the best logo in sports, any sport. I will put that up there. The Blackhawks jersey and its Blackhawks logo, best logo in sports, best jersey in sports, best logo in sports. I will fight anybody on that. And it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It hasn't happened. Again, the Cleveland Indians, I don't think they should have changed the name. I understand the Chief Wahoo thing. Whether you like it or not, whatever, like I can even understand that. Like the thing I never understood about the Redskins name is even if you didn't like the name, why did you have to throw out the logo? The logo was a beautiful logo. Just a greatly done, drawn by a Native American, made by a Native American of a real life Native American, as we know, two guns, white calf. There was no reason to throw that out if you also wanted to throw the name out. But like with the Indians, I understand, but they could have kept the Indians' name and just either gone with a more respectful logo or just gone with the C. They ended up going with the C anyway. Just go with that. Like if that was what it was going to be, if that was so bad. But I think people collectively, and we mentioned this on the flagship a couple episodes ago. 2020 was a time where everybody lost their collective minds from the start of the year onwards, obviously with all the COVID stuff, and then all the riots in the summertime and all the stuff after that, and the name changes and the knee-jerk reactions, and we lost fucking Aunt Jemima for some fucking reason. We lost the Indian on the Land O'Lakes packages for some fucking reason. Like again, I think we as a country collectively lost our fucking minds for 16, 18 months. It happened, and now it seems like we're trying to put the pieces back together. We'll see how it does. Again, we're not. This isn't so much a political thing as we're just. This is observational. This is reality. These are things that happen that we have to, reckon with and understand and know all that. So it is what it is. Again, I'm not being political about it. I'm not taking a side or the other. I'm not saying one side is good and one side is bad, or one side is bad and one side is good. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, looking at it from an objective reality, we lost our fucking minds. It happens. Now it's just putting pieces back together. What still fits, what doesn't. Will things get corrected? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Jackson Dart has become a trending topic on the Twitter. Martinez back, looks, throws over the middle. That's going to be caught, and the Jets get a first down up by the 40-yard line. First and 10. 10:28 remaining in the third quarter here. Lloyd in the chat, he says that if Josh Harris were to change the name back without having political pressure on him, it looked like that he would want to have changed it immediately, and he might want the pressure to make it look like, at least from a PR standpoint, that it was not something that was done. I mean, that he had already been planning to do. So that's a way to look at it. Some might say it's a cynical way to look at it, but the world today is sometimes the cynical way to look at it is the correct way. Speaking from somebody who's very cynical, I suppose. Throws incomplete. Martinez tried to go a little upstairs, just missed. 3rd and 4 coming up here for the Jets. Hamster says, I'm not going to call you a bandwagon. I know you're a Thrashers fan. You're a Thrashers fan. They moved them up to Winnipeg, which is funny now because they might be moving out of Winnipeg, and Atlanta might be getting another team again. We'll see how that goes. There are agreements. There's no shovels in ground yet, so that's the other thing you got to worry about. Agreements and contracts and approvals, those are fine, well, and good, but until shovels are in the ground, and even sometimes after that, it's not good. Pressure on Martinez. He's able to spin out. Looking, step backs, looks, throws, picked off by the New York Giants at the 45-yard line. Their own 45. That's an interception. That's the Giants' ball, and it will be 1st and 10. We'll see if Jackson Dart can get us another touchdown. Let's go, baby. No doubt about it. I'm ready to have my heart broken once again. Ready to be hurt again, as Michael Scott would say. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because every time I believe, shit goes wrong. So, again, I don't want to see Jackson's Dart start for the season. I don't want to see it. Let him ride the bench for a little bit. Let's see how the Giants do. We'll go from there. Looks good though. He does look good. We'll see. We'll see how it happens. Jackson Dart's getting a lot of love on the Twitter. Dart to Dulcich. Great. That's a great connection. That's good. Rolls off the tongue. Nice alliteration. So 1st and 10 coming up here for the Giants. Dart dumps it off to the tight end for Doney. and gets a couple yards, maybe 2. Second down coming up here for the Giants. Hamster says, I was talking to my buddy last night, and he's a huge Titans fan, and asked if I wanted to go to a game. I said, yeah, I want to see Cam Ward. He said, no, Falcons game. He's like, that's my team too. He said that he had Falcons season tickets until the Titans came, and I have to remind myself the Titans didn't exist until I was like 10 years old. Yeah, that's it. The Oilers moved to Memphis, what was that, 98? 97? I think it was 97. It was 97 was the Memphis year. 98 was the year they played at Vanderbilt. 99 is when Adelphia Coliseum was built, and they were the Titans, and that was the year they went to the Super Bowl, was the 99 season. So, yeah. That's the thing. We're coming up. Here's the thing about it is that we're coming up on 30 years of the Oilers having moved from Houston to Tennessee, which is crazy. Which, by the way, Tennessee Titans, give Houston back the Oilers name and logo branding, please, will you? Thank you. That's where it belongs. And we can argue whether or not they should keep the Texans name in Houston or not, but allow them to wear the Houston. The Oilers stuff belongs in Houston. And the fact that they wear it against the Texans when they come and play against them, they wear that as their throwback against them, is kind of highly insulting and kind of a dick move and makes you want to root against them. 3rd and 7, Jackson Dart, back, looks, throws, over the middle. That's going to be caught and run for a first down for the New York Giants. And they keep the sticks moving, although they're not the sticks anymore. They keep the computer chips moving. Lloyd just said that Steve McNair killed. Steve McNair, great quarterback, killed it. Very sad. Will Jordan, he gets a gain of 2 on a reception. Steve McNair is a cautionary tale of why you don't have sex with crazy girls. Kind of stay away from the crazies. Because, sure, it's fun for a while and for bits and spurts, but there are consequences. Dude, the Titans were so good in those Steve McNair and Eddie George days. Like, when you think about Eddie George, like, they were so good. Dart pulls it down. He's going to run, puts his head down. Should fucking slide, Jackson. Don't you're the future of the franchise right now, man. Don't do that. But it's gonna be 3rd and short coming up here for the Giants after the dart rush there, the dart jart. Frank Wycheck, he's gone now too. Frank Wycheck is dead. Like that's another thing to think about too. Wycheck's gone. He was great on that Titans team. He was the one who threw there in the Music City Miracle. I remember watching that game live. First down on 3rd and 2 rush there for the New York Giants. And that was the thing. They gave that Rams team in '99 the greatest show on turf to Kurt Warner when he came in for injured Trent Green in the preseason, and they kind of snuck up on everybody, and they were just a force of nature, that Rams team. The Titans gave them fucking everything. That is one of the greatest Super Bowls. Super Bowl 34 is one of the greatest Super Bowls. Catch and a first down. Osluski there gets the reception from Dart, and that's going to be, they're going to say he's just short. I thought he crossed the line. Give us the graphic. Give us the Madden 2005 graphic. No, they're not. They're just saying 2nd and 1. Play action. Dart rolls out to his right. Throws. That's going to be caught for a first down. Breaks it back inside. They're going to say he's down at the half-yard line. Almost ran it in for a touchdown. After getting the first down, he was able to avoid some jet tacklers. And it is 1st and goal from the half-yard line for the New York Football Giants. Let's go. Let's see. That's Jackson Dart hands it off. Kind of did a little stutter step there. Did not quite get the yardage, and good tackle by the Jets defense there. Stood him up. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of open. I don't know why he did the little hesitation there, but Jackson Dart pushed this, motherfuckers. He didn't even know nobody pushing his tush. He did it all by himself. Touchdown, Jackson Dart and the New York Giants. I'm not believing. I'm not believing. I'm not believing. I'm telling you I'm not believing. I'm telling you I'm not believing. I'm telling you I'm not believing. I'm not doing it. I'm not believing. I'm not doing this whole thing. We're not going down this road. We are not going down this road again. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I know better. I know better now. I'm not doing it. This is not how we're doing this. Snap, hold, kick, up, and that's good. 21-6, the New York Giants. Lloyd says, I was thinking the other day, if I had stuck with the Oilers with the Titans logo and font, that'd be a badass Oilers uniform. I always liked that idea. Like, I thought, because the Titans did hold on to that Columbia blue, but they went with the flaming thumbtack as the logo and everything like that. I thought if they would have stayed more with the Houston look, the three stripes on the helmet, the blue, red, blue, or was it red, blue, red, whatever it was, and just the straight up Columbia blue jersey and look all like that kind of stuff, and done the T sword, the one they have on the shoulder, put that on a helmet in place of the oil derrick. Like, I think that would have been a nice thing, because the Houston Oilers uniforms they're just, oh God, they're so beautiful. I love them. So, like, if you would have been able to do something like that and kind of keep the general look of it and still be the Titans, like, I think, and you could have changed the number font and done the whole, I get that. You got to sell jerseys. I understand that. But yeah, I would have liked that more. And I got to tell you right now, the Titans jerseys now are some of the worst in the NFL. The number font is fucking terrible. I don't like the helmet with the weird coming out of the back now. It's weird. The dark helmet doesn't suit that. Like, the Titans uniform is garbage, and they need to find a way to fix it. I think this is the last year. I think this is the 5th year now since they changed it. So after this year, they can change it. Hopefully they do. There were a couple teams that have done that. Tampa Bay did it with their alarm clock uniforms. After the 5 years, they instantly went and changed it back to the Super Bowl era uniforms, I guess you would. When Tom Brady got down there again, they changed it back to what it was, and they've looked good ever since. The Browns, remember the Browns had that weird experiment where they had Browns written on the side of the pants, and it was all that kind of weird shit. And then after 5 years, they went back to the classic Browns look. And I was like, yeah, no, that was a mistake. So hopefully after this season of bad Titans uniforms, they'll go back to something better, a better take on it. Or like I said, maybe like a Houston Oilers inspired Titans look, which I think would be nice. Jets get it up to about the 29-yard line on the kickoff, and that's where they'll take over. Hamster says, Kings knows more about the Titans and the Falcons jerseys than I do. I don't care what they wear. I'm a uniform nerd. I'm a uniform and logo nerd. That's just what I do. Hamster also says, Giants going to win the division. I got to get your hopes super high. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, Hamster. I'm not doing it. I do not believe the Giants will win more than 6 games this year. We're just not going to. We have a bad schedule, horrible schedule. We just, we're still trying to get stability or something like that. I don't know. I don't see it. Lloyd says, I always thought the flaming ball was a ball doused in oil. I believe what it is supposed to be, it's supposed to be the fire of Prometheus, because they went with the whole Athens of the South thing that Nashville is. So they went with the whole, that's why it's the Titans, and they, the flaming ball of Prometheus who gave humans fire, and the T in there with the 3 stars. The problem is the T does look like a thumbtack, so it got the name Flaming. Kind of like we just give nicknames to logos. That's the Flaming Thumbtack. Giants go on a blitz, crush the quarterback, Incomplete. Boy. That was just a meet me at the quarterback situation, and he got fucking rocked. Brady Cook. Oh, dear sweet Lord. I was thinking about the flame thumbtack for the Titans. The Patriots have flying Elvis, the flying Elvis logo. I always preferred Pat the Patriot hiking of football, but that's just me. I'm an old school guy. I'm always going to skew more towards the old school. Overthrown there by Brady Cook, incomplete. And we have a flag though, and it's going to be holding on the New York Metropolitans. Penalties declined, but the flag was thrown. And as we all know on this channel, it is not flags accepted, it is flags thrown. So the number goes up. Hamster says the problem with being a fan of Tennessee pro football teams or teams in general is that one is blue, one is that kind of mustardy yellow, I guess you mean the Predators, which is fine. The other is bright orange. That would be the Tennessee Volunteers. Liking Atlanta teams, you just got to wear red or black. That's very true. Well, I mean, the Braves are red and navy. Atlanta United is red and black. The Falcons are red and black. Georgia Bulldogs are red and black. But Georgia Bulldogs are from Athens, Georgia. If you're Atlanta, that's Georgia Tech, and that's gold and blue, gold and navy there. So if you want to get serious, you want to get technical, Atlanta is technically Tech territory. He's a rambling act from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer, and he drinks his whiskey clear. That's why I always gave Georgia Tech the benefit of the doubt. I always rooted for them because their fucking fight song has a reference to fucking drinking moonshine, clear fucking white lightning whiskey, and it's like, there's a guy that can build a car and fucking get drunk with you all at the same time. It ain't nothing more Georgia than that. And the Hawks have 10 different fucking color schemes. They have 20 different uniforms. They have red and navy blue. They did, I think, red and black for a while. They have the blue and neon green from the throwback times. Like the Hawks have. I don't think the Hawks have a set color. They are all over the fucking place. The Hawks are. Especially with the uniforms. If you want to go just by what the logo is just red and white. But, the Hawks are either red and navy. Like, they're not red and black anymore. The red and black was from like the 90s. And even that, I think, was still navy blue. And then, like I said, I want to say the last 10 years, and it's not just the Hawks, it's a lot, all the NBA teams, because they got rid of home and roads, and now they have signature and legacy and city edition jerseys. They have like 7, 8 different fucking uniforms. You don't know who the fuck you're watching anymore. Hamster says, I'm a Georgia Tech fan as well because they're the underdogs down there. Even Atlanta, everyone is a big... Well, yeah, because Georgia's always going to be the bigger team, so people like supporting a winner. And Georgia Tech hasn't been a winner in a long time, although they won a share of the national championship in 90, I think it was. So that's only 35 years ago. I say only 35 years ago, but in college football, that's not bad, I suppose. Like, I always forget that, Colorado was the other half of that national championship in 1990. So you think about it, like Colorado and Georgia Tech won in 90. I was alive. For that. That's crazy to think about. I was 9 years old, but I was alive for that. That's fucking crazy. I don't know what happened there. Was that a flag? Was it a false start? Was there a bad snap? What the fuck was that? Illegal snap on the Giants. And Jackson Darts night is done as Jameis is in there now. Oh, let me switch the possession hour over. Abdul Carter, as we look at him on the sideline. Obviously, his night has been done for a while. Ward gets himself about 4 yards on the carry. Hey, we got our first bot. Remember, I told you we had the bots in there. Where's the LS when you need them? Gotta love that, the old bots. Jameis Winston throws, overthrown, incomplete to Oslewski. Yeah, the old 5-down game. I forgot about that, hamster. That's true. Yeah, Jesus. There was... Man, there's been some funky stuff in our lives, man, when you look at it. Tight end screen there, kind of, off the sides. Terry, the third. That's going to be a first down for the Giants. Jameis with some nice vision there. Man, the Jets just left him wide open. I don't get that. Hey, there's another one. Look at that. Look at this cocksucker. Bye-bye, Mr. Bodybot. I don't know why all of a sudden... Guys, you've missed all the good stuff here. Like, Jackson Dart's already out of the game. That was pass interference on the Jets, by the way, so 1st and 10 for the Giants from the spot of the foul. Jameis Winston, he steps back. Can't find anybody open. Gets some pressure. Chucks it down the field. Caught! That's how you make a team, son. 1st and goal for the Giants. God, I love Jameis. I'm sorry. I fucking love Jameis Winston. Hamster says, I like watching the Giants preseason because of all their quarterbacks. I was going to say, Russell Wilson did not play bad. He had that moonshot to start off the game. It was great. Giants offense looked good there. Then you had Jackson Dart looking fucking great. And now you have Jameis just being fun. Vibes all over the place. Jameis Winston is seriously just there for vibes. He really is. And I love it. I love him on the team. I think he's something that the Giants needed, 1,000%. Overthrew on that one. That's a shame, but... A fucking other one. Are you kidding me? Where is my ELS? Another one. Another one. Another one. So here we go. 3rd and goal for the Giants. Maybe, hey, listen, if the algorithm's putting them here, I like it. That means the algorithm might drive other people here, and that's fine by me. Looks, throws, tackled before he could catch the ball. No flag on the play. 4th and goal coming up here. Listen, I'll take bot viewers. I don't give a shit. Just stay out of my fucking chat. That's all. That's all I'll say to that. You can watch me all you want. Just stay the fuck out of my chat. Fucking bots. Fucking clankers. So, Giants are going to settle for a field goal here. Jude McNamee. McNamee? Not the mama. That kick is up, and it is good. So, 24-6, the New York Giants lead with 22 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. So, every Giants quarterback has led a scoring drive. Russell Wilson led a scoring drive. Jackson Dart has led 2, I believe. Lloyd says, hopefully no corn bots join. Who doesn't enjoy some nice, delicious corn every now and then? I've heard there's some people very good at advertising that corn. I think they call them corn stars, and they're lovely, lovely people. Great cans. Great cans. Canned corn on some of those corn stars. It's wonderful. Although if you do watch too much, you will get cream corned. And that will happen. And I don't know how some people feel about cream corn or not. I'm personally not a fan of it. But you never know. You know, hey, listen. Different corn for different people. Especially the canned ones, you know, that is very juicy corn. That is very juicy corn. It's always going to be wet. It might squirt on you, too, sometimes. Personal foul on the Jets return team. What are the odds of the Giants winning the division, Hamster? That's a good question. Why don't we go take a look? Let's see, what are the FanDuel odds here? And it's going to be a handoff from the Jets. And it's going to be a gain of 3 yards. The current odds for the NFC East is the Eagles are at, and these are all money line, by the way. So the Eagles are minus 135. The Redskins are plus 220. The Cowboys are plus 550, and the Giants are currently plus 2,200. So if you were looking for a long shot, I mean, it's your money, Hamster. You can waste it however you want. By the way, that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Hey, for the first time all year, because I didn't do it for the Hall of Fame game, but the first time all year, ladies and gentlemen, get the 4s up. It is the 4th quarter. Let me see the 4s. And fuck the clank. Get the 4s up and then get the 1 up. Because fuck the goddamn clankers in the fucking chat. We not like you. You'll get to go unwanted commercial content or spam. Hide user in channel. Goodbye. Every now and then, Hamster, that does happen. Hamster in the chat says the past couple years it's been the same playoff teams. What if this year it gets mixed up and we just have that happens? Like I said, last year, who saw Washington getting into the fucking playoffs? And not only that, but making it to the NFC Championship game. Granted, they got fucking mollywopped once they got there. But the fact that they were there is fucking incredible. So, Lloyd said, let me find out the Clankers is ELS. Just like, let's see if he does it. Let's see if he can do it without me. I don't know. ELS has got. I think he's preparing. He's got the Green Bay Blizzard are playing in the IFL Championship game, so got to prepare for that. I get that. But yeah, Giants got real long odds. Listen. I might put $1 on it just to see. Not that I believe, because again, I don't believe. I don't believe the Giants will do anything. But I'm about $1 on it. You'd make 220 off $1 bet? I'll do that. I don't give a fuck. I have 17 cents in my account. I'd have to borrow $1 from somebody. Maybe I could. Brady Cook over the middle. It's caught. It's going to be about 3rd and 5 here. Hamster says, well, I might play with $20 and make some long shot futures. I'm not going to bet too much this year. I don't like going to bed mad during football season. I just want to enjoy my football. If you don't go to bed mad during football season, then are you a football fan? Like that's half of watching football, brother. You know how many times I went to bed? And that's the thing. Last year, I would have to say after the Washington game, and that's going to be close. The refs are saying first down just automatically. I thought it was a lot closer than that. After the Washington game last year, like the Minnesota game the opening game was like, oh shit, this is going to be bad, isn't it? And then after the Washington game where it was like close, and it's like if we just had a kicker, we would have won. And it's like, oh, we had an open spot that we could have had a kicker, but Brian Dable didn't put one on the roster. That I was angry. After that, I don't think I got angry. I was just sad. I was disappointed the whole year. I was just so I didn't go to bed mad. I just went to bed sad. Every game. Lloyd says clankers are incoming. I don't know. He got clanker sense. He might. I don't know. They're kind of. They seem to have a rhythm here right now. Hamster says I can handle my team losing way easier than losing money. That's also a reason why I don't bet on my team. Like they always say, never bet with your heart. So that's why, like, if I ever do bets, which I haven't done recently because 17 cents on the bank account. I never bet on the Giants. Like, I never bet on the Giants. I never bet on the Devils. I never bet on anything. Like, I never bet on Notre Dame. If I'm rooting for somebody, I'm not putting money on it because that'll just make it worse. And I know I'm not seeing it with clear eyes. I'm seeing it with Giants glasses on or Notre Dame glasses on or Devils glasses on it. And you can't make a logical decision that way. So if I do throw money on something, it's usually not involving the Giants. Yeah. Giants have the toughest schedule, with the average win percentage of teams that they're playing from last year being about 57%, 57.5%. They got a 5.74 winning percentage they're going against. Worst, that's the toughest schedule in the NFL. That's fun. For the team that was pretty fucking terrible, they get the worst schedule, so that's great. Cook, he's cooking as he gets the Jets into Giants territory. Are they going to say a fumble? Giants are holding on to the ball. The officials have made nothing. They're staying down by contact for now. Let's see what the videotape says. They're saying he was down before the ball came out. Will video say otherwise? We'll see. We'll see. Lloyd says I don't bet on the lines through the history. It's just, it's best not to bet on your teams. Oh, Cook gets it right in there. That's another first down. Great pass, great catch by the New York Jets, and they are moving along against this Giants' third-string defense. Yeah, it could have been a better throw. It was a better throw. Might have kept him off his ass, but still good. Good he got it there. Oh, Cook was running for his life, just throws it into the ground. He was out of the tackle box, but it was nowhere near the line of scrimmage or a receiver near the area. I think that should be intentional grounding personally, but that's just me. So from the 16-yard line, Jets are facing 2nd and 10. No, Lloyd, Jimbo does not own a bar. His father used to, but that was a while ago. He sold that, so he's Jimbo's never owned a bar. Jimbo does not have a bar. I used to say his bar because it was his father's bar, and he bartended there for a while. So I always associate Jimbo with that particular bar that we used to hang out in. But no, Jimbo does not own a bar. Third and 2, handoff. That's going to be first down at about the 5-yard line. First and goal coming up here for the New York Jetropolitans. Hamster in the chat says, we have week 0 college football games next week. That we do. Let's see. Who we got playing? We got Iowa State and Kansas State and Ireland. That's going to be at 12 p.m. on ESPN. What's that, next Saturday? The 23rd. You got Tarleton State versus Portland State. UIW at Nichols. So we're talking like some of these are real like Division II games here. Fresno State at Kansas. That's going to be 6 on Fox. Sam Houston at Western Kentucky. That's going to be 7 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. So not a lot of huge games. I mean, Iowa State, Kansas State should be fun. Fresno State, Kansas should be fun. Yes, we did. That was a hell of a game. Oh, wide open. Did he get it? I think he brought that down. I think that's a touchdown. It is a touchdown for the New York Jets. Man, he broke a rib catching that. But that is a touchdown for the Jets. Yeah, he's hurt. Maybe knocked the wind out of him. But hell, he went and up there, grabbed it. That throw was way the hell out in front. Got it. Yeah, he just landed on his ribs. So hopefully he didn't crack anything. Hopefully it's just the wind knocked out of him. It looks like that's what the case is. So I certainly hope that is all that it is. Hell of a catch by the young man there on the New York Jets. And with that, the Jets get it up to 12. And the Jets are going to go for 2 to try to make this a 10-point game. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, Hampton. Did anybody see how, like, Florida State being Florida State last year? Like, holy shit. What a season for them. So the Jets. Cooks throws. Looks like his hand was hit as he threw, and it is dropped. Incomplete on a 2-point conversion. 2-point conversion is no good. So the score remains the New York Giants 24, the Jets 12. The Giants hold a 12 6-point lead over their in-stadium and in-state rivals, if that state you're talking about is the great and beautiful Garden State of New Jersey, which we do love because both teams are now located here. The Giants in East Rutherford, the Jets' main offices, practice facilities, everything they have is in Florham Park, New Jersey. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun game. And Georgia Tech to do that, and it's like, oh wow, what an upset! And then we found out it was like I feel bad for. It's like this is the college football overtime is the worst fucking thing in the world. I've said this for years. I will say it for as long as they still have it. College football overtime needs to be scrapped. It needs to be fixed. You either go with the NFL version or you get rid. This fucking hockey shootout version of whatever the fuck they're doing is not football, and games should not be decided by that. I think about the Georgia Tech game last year where fucking Tech was fucking should have won the game. And you have this goofy ass fucking overtime that they do. And it made like, oh, yeah, great. Oh, 7 overtimes, 8 overtimes, 9 overtimes. How great is that? It's not overtime. It's not 7 or 8 overtimes. You're doing 2-point conversions back and forth to say, like, fuck off. Fuck off. Terrible. Like, the college football overtime. Well, we want to make sure the student athletes, fuck up. Shut the fuck about student athletes. Then get rid of overtime. How about that? Just have games end in ties. Either that or do proper overtime. But doing this fucking shootout shit, this fucking, you can try from 25 yards twice, but if it's still tied, then we do 2-point conversions until somebody. That's not football. That's not football. And it shouldn't be. And to have games and national championship possibilities, especially now with the playoffs, that's definitely a case where you can have a team either make the playoffs or not make the playoffs based on this goofy ass fucking overtime rule. Eat shit. Eat the biggest pile of fucking dog shit. Don't like it. Bit of a rant there. Bit of a it's just a shitty fucking overtime. It's a shitty fucking overtime, and it shouldn't be. Hampshire says, imagine a national title in like 8 overtimes. I think people would literally have heart attack. That's the thing. If the national championship game ever went to overtime, and that's how a national championship is decided, I would be furious. Even if my team wasn't involved, I'd be furious, and I'd be especially like you can't decide a fucking national championship on a skills competition. You can't do it. And that's what I mean. That's so fucking bad. Lloyd says, I'm still here. Glad to have you still in here, Lloyd. If you're watching us, please, thank you so much for watching us here. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. If you like anything that you're watching here, please give us the old like, share, and subscribe. Those buttons right down. Absolutely free. Helps us out with the algorithm. Helps people see us more. You hit that like, helps us. The share obviously gets more eyeballs on here. Helps us out. And, of course, if you're watching us and are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And that notification bell. Let you know whenever we go live right here. Again, we'll be going live again. Depending on what time I get home from the wedding on Monday, I'll see if Monday is a day that we'll do the countdown, or if we'll have to do it Tuesday somehow. We'll figure it out. But I'll let you guys know that. But Mondays we usually go live with the countdown until the season starts. It'll probably be on Tuesdays then. We'll have to figure that out somehow. Incomplete pass by Jameis Winston, knocked away at the last minute. Lloyd asking, I think Hamp's already said before, like he's not really big on Discord. I don't think he has a Discord, so I don't know if he'll be doing that. Yeah. Hamster said, I don't know what Discord is. I'm older. The Discord itself is kind of It is kind of dead, a little lame. It's only a couple of us in there right now, so we try to do that. Yeah. Lloyd says King is old and you. Well, thank you very much. What gave it away? The gray in the beard or the bald fucking spot on my head? The fact that I said I'm 44. Yeah. Well, not yet. I'm 44 in a little over a week. That's going to be a catch for a first down as the Giants now are inside the Jets' 20-yard line. Look at us. Look at the Giants. I do not believe. Don't worry about it. Personal foul, roughing the passer on the Jets. So it's going to be a half a distance after the play. Play counts. First down for the Giants. They got the hands. I guess they got the hands up on them. Yeah, you hand up into the face. They'll call that all the time. Whether you like it or not, I'm not a big fan of it particularly, but there we are. So the Jets get another call, and that's going to be 10 flags on the night. I think there's only been one that was declined, so. And it's going to be a loss of 1 for Ward and the Giants. I like the Discord. I eventually want to do stuff on there, like post shows and stuff. I'd like to be on there and discuss, like have you guys in there, and whoever does join the Discord, that would kind of be a little bit of a perk. Is that we'd have like a post show after the YouTube show, either me and Jimbo or just me, depending on what Jimbo's got to do. Going in there and just kind of bullshitting for a little bit, and kind of having like a post-game kind of decompression. I think that'd be nice. And do things like that. With little conversations we could have even after the podcast and stuff like that. We could do little post shows after that as well. So, we have, there are ideas, but we just don't have the people in there right now to do it. There's me, Jimbo, ELS, and Lloyd, I believe, are the only ones that are in there right now. There are other people that have joined, but they don't check in, they don't do anything, which I get because it's been dead for, we've had the Discord for like 2 years and it's been, not much has gone on in there, so why would you check on it? Why would you even look at it? There's a flag on a play. Holding on the defense. So that's half the distance, but an automatic first down. So the Giants go from third down to first down. And it'll be first and goal. Yes, in Discord you are Felix. Felix the cat. Oh, thank you, hamster. Yes, with everything, growth takes time. We're learning that. As I just checked on this, you and Lloyd and Hamster, you guys are the only two in here watching. So, and again, I know it's preseason, and I have a feeling the regular season will be like this as well. But it's great to have you guys in here. And again, the more we do this, obviously, again, this is only year 2 for us. I'm hoping we see growth. I'm hoping we see some increases. I'm hoping we see better stuff like that. We'll see. But hopefully we'll get there. Winston carries, and that's going to be another touchdown for the New York Giants. So now even the Giants backups are doing work, and it's great to see. The Giants have looked good from top to bottom in this game, from the starters to the backups to the backups and to the backups. So looking good. I'm excited for that. I still do not believe and will not believe in the Giants. I don't think we're doing anything this year, and why would you? We're just we got a tough schedule. We got lots of tough things going on. The Snoopy Trophy is coming to East Rutherford, though. It is not going to Florham Park. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. 31-12. The New York Giants lead now with 5:40 remaining in the game. where do I have this up still? I gotta get rid of that. Let me knock this down. I got Discord open right now. That's it. In Discord, I'm part of a couple of different Discord channels. Obviously, I'm part of the Rubber Room, which is another football one. I think that was an offshoot of the Grassi Posse, where some people there went to that one. I'm also a member in the Grassi Posse, so I'm in that one. What other ones am I in? I am in the Taylor Swift one. Wonder why. But yeah, man, Giants look good. Giants have looked good. Let me look at some of the stats. What do we got for the stats in this game? Wait, where? Let me pull this up. Let me see if I can pull up something here. Why does that look like that? Why is that so short? I'm going to fix that. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. So what do we got? Jackson Dart, 14 of 16, 137 yards, 1 touchdown. Jameis Winston, 6 of 11, 112 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Russell Wilson, 4 of 7, 108 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick. That's not bad. Jackson Dart looking real good, too. Another flag, by the way. Yes, Hamster, the link for the Discord, if you want to do it. I should probably do that more, get more people to join. I put the Discord in there and I never mention it because after a while I had stopped mentioning it. But I was like, yeah, no, the Discord link is in the top of the chat and in the description below this video if you guys want to go ahead and join the Discord. It's in the top of the chat. It's the pinned message. Yeah, there, right there. So during the week, like you can just go in there and bullshit with us and not, like not have to do the Facebook Messenger or do something like that because not all the time are we able to see that. And actually, I don't have the alerts set up for that. Whenever I see a message in there, sometimes I get it. Like with ELS and you, sometimes I'll see it, sometimes I won't. You'll notice like sometimes it'll go, I'll either answer it immediately or it'll be like 3 days before I fucking answer it. That's why. Incomplete pass there for the Jets on 2nd and 10. 5:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Oh, let me set the possession arrow. Yeah, the Browns' quarterback situation is kind of funky. Look at that. Hamster just slid into the server. All right. How you doing, Hamster? Great to see you. Just checking the Discord right now, seeing everything in there like that. Checking with some of you guys in there. Nice to see you guys. Big kick there from the Jets. Giants are going to get it at their own 28 line. 4:38 remaining in the game. And Tommy DeVito Gabagool comes into the game here. I see Jimbo's. What is this? I hate what Jimbo posts shit because half of it comes from like fake ones. Yeah, this seems fake. But Jimbo likes posting that stuff. This comes from the We Love Philadelphia Eagles fan group. Breaking news, Sidney Sweeney causes a stir with bold statement. Will celebrate naked if Philadelphia Eagles win the 2025 Super Bowl. To be fair, we've already seen her titties in many things, and they are spectacular. Let us not beat around the bush. Although I do believe she shaves, but still, she is. We've been able to see the gloriousness that is Sidney Sweeney in all of her glory, and so to me, there's no need for the Eagles to win another Super Bowl in order to see her naked. Don't need it. Seen her naked. We have that. It's there. Spank bank, fully there. So I will forego another Eagles championship if that's what it means. So, although I still think the story's fake, even if it's not, don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it. Don't want it. Giants look good though. I don't believe. Now again, understand this. This is not me believing. This is not me saying the Giants are go. Oh man, this is preseason. There's no reason to believe. There's no reason to be like, hey, I think we can do something. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. It's not happening. I'm just saying, for what the preseason is and what we've been, doing everything with it, the Giants will look good. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Can DeVito lead us to a scoring drive? Every Giants quarterback has led us to a scoring drive. Can Tommy DeVito go ahead and do that for us here? DeVito throws. It's going to be about a yard loss from out of the backfield. Hamster says it feels like the weird old AOL chat rooms. Don't do ASL in there. You're not going to like the answers you find. DeVito back on 2nd and 10. Back throws. Deep ball over the middle. Caught! Deep into Jets territory. Oh, the Giants. Tommy DeVito's even doing it. Come on, go! Let's go! Look at that. DeVito with the fucking dart. DeVito dropping dimes. Fucking Jackson throwing darts. Fucking Russell Wilson looking dangerous. Mr. Unlimited. Crafty back in the chat. I haven't followed all the recent Sweeney controversy. Is it just a bunch of ugly feminists? Someone isn't pretending their attractiveness doesn't exist. That's up to interpretation, I suppose. That's up to interpretation. You see that however you wish to see it. I just like seeing Sidney Sweeney pass over the middle. It bounced around and the Jets pick it off. It hit the receiver in the hands. He couldn't hold on to it. It bounced off his back into the hands of a New York Jet. And that cool drive, and I thought was another great throw there by DeVito. Yeah, it bounced off the back of the defender and right into the hands of another Jet. So was nice, but whoops. Crafty says that receiver had cut. It never got to him. I'll give him that. I on a first look, I thought it hit him in the hands and bounced off. It actually hit the defender in the back and bounced off to the receiver. So it's not really the receiver's fault. Tommy had one good throw and one a little off, but it is what it's preseason, like I said. Hampshire, you can set the notifications in the Discord however you like. You can set it to get notified if there's a message in there. I have mine on silent right now because if it was on air, that's all you'd hear is that fucking Discord noise all the time. Whatever it is. And it would get a little much. Everybody chats in here. Feel like an AOL chat room back in the day. I'm reading the Discord now. That's kind of funny. Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is nice. This is nice in here. So, and we're going to be at the 2-minute warning already here. Jets facing a 3rd and 6. As there's the wife over there. She's putting away some delicious penne alla. Was it penne alla vodka? Penne alla vodka. It was very nice. She had it very nice. I, of course, on a carb-free diet, I just had grilled chicken because I hate myself. Well, also, my cheat day is going to be tomorrow at the wedding. So, I'll have a nice breakfast tomorrow. And, again, you can set your Discord alerts and notifications to do whatever you want. Mine are all kind of weird. I usually have mine set up to silent unless I really need it. I think some of the Stay Tuned Sports ones I have with an audible notification, just so I know, because I mean that's our Discord. I want to make sure that I know when you people are talking in there. But still, every now and then I miss it. So don't get upset with me. Hamster in the chat, he says, I miss the old days. I hate QR codes. I hate football tickets on my phone. I hate tickets on the phone in general. I do. Like, I get it. Unfortunately, technology is what it is. But, like here's the thing. I went to the Ghost concert a couple weeks ago in Philadelphia. And Ghost has this thing where, they lock your phone up. Like, you can't use your phone during the show, which is cool. I enjoy that. It's a much better experience not having to look through people's phones as you're trying to watch a fucking concert. And you're there. You get to experience it live. It's amazing. The thing is, everybody's tickets on their phone. So as you're going in, you had to show them where your seats were, and then they had to write down on a sticky note so that when you got into the arena, you could show the ushers, and the ushers could show you where you got to go. If we just had fucking paper tickets like we used to, that wouldn't be a fucking problem. Right? And I missed that too, because especially with some of the tickets, how they were made, like the playoff tickets for certain teams, they would be like specially made, and they'd have like a cool little design. Or like I know the Devils used to have when they made the playoffs, their playoff tickets had like cool little like embossed Stanley Cups on them with like the foil, and it was really cool. I missed that. I missed some of those designs, and that was a thing. So much so that like 2 years ago, we got my niece tickets to go see the Eras Tour for Taylor Swift. And we wanted to present her a gift, but it's like, how do you present the gifts of tickets if you don't have any physical tickets? So I actually went through the process of I made like the special tickets, like the big tickets like you would get, like if you were like getting like the collector's ticket. I went through that. I designed it. I put the whole thing. I put where her seats were going to be, everything like that, and I was able to put that in there. And she was surprised, and she loved it, and it was great. But the fact that I had to go through all that just to do that, like, where you just could have had, like, even if you just had printed out tickets, just give me the fucking tickets to give to somebody. And that's the other thing, too. Like, you can't just give your tickets to somebody now. You have to see if you're transferred or not. And some concerts, they put, non-transferable tickets. So now if you get the tickets, but, you can't go for some reason, guess what? Now you're stuck with tickets that you bought that you can't even get a return on because they say they're non-transferable. Like, it's such a... And I understand it's a weird market out there with all the fucking... scalpers and shit, and I think the digital was originally meant to kind of stop the scalpers from going to buy all the tickets physically back in the day, but now all the bots do it, and they do it quicker and more efficiently online. Like, it's just the whole ticket situation is bad, but I do miss the physical ticket. I absolutely do. I'm with you with that one, Hamster. Hamster says, I'm also upset that some of the Hawks games are on Peacock. I mean, I'll just fork over the money, but my granny watches every game, and now I got to get her Prime and Peacock for some of the games, and then it's going to be a challenge to teach her how to use it. That's okay, man. That's okay. And that's the thing. As Lloyd said, if you need help or need anything like that, with either you help with Discord, or if you need help with how to teach your granny how to use Amazon Prime or Peacock, come to the Discord and we'll help you. I do miss newspapers as well. Having a newspaper with a cup of coffee in the morning. You go out, you get the fresh paper, the smell of the newsprint. Oh, so good. That's how I learned to read. When I was a kid, my father taught me how to read by reading the Daily News sports section. And going through the scores and reading the recap of the Devils games and reading recap of football games and doing that like that. I learned to read through the Daily News sports section. So I do miss physical newspapers as well. There's shit that reading on punch the mic. There's things that reading on a digital screen just doesn't bring you. You know? 23, 22, 21, 20. That's going to do it for this game, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Giants win, but it's not so much about the winning or the losing, as we've mentioned before. It's about how we looked during this game. And I got to tell you, we looked great. Top to bottom, I think the starters look good. I think our backups look good. Jackson Dart looked amazingly impressive. I like our starting defense. I think we have some backups on our defense that need some work, and that's fine. But the starting defense looks good. I enjoy seeing a team look like a competent football team. Do I think the Giants will win anything? No. Do I have any hope out for the season? No. Do I believe? Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I will not do that. The Giants are winning no more than 6 games this year, so that is how I see it. That is how I will go forward with this. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about this. But it was fun. It was fun to see, and we got Snoop. We got Snoopy. We got the Snoopy Trophy. And when you think about it, that's what matters, isn't it? It's all about getting the Snoopy Trophy. So that'll be that. And again, we got Hamster into Discord tonight. That's pretty good. I think that's an accomplishment. We had a couple bots come in. We fucked over those clankers real good. That was fun. Yeah. So, and listen, we're another week closer to NFL football. True, real, regular season NFL football on the way. And we're excited. We're excited for that. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. And I certainly can't wait for more of that. But I guess until Monday, maybe with the countdown, maybe it'll be just Jimbo. I don't know. Like I said, I'm hoping it might be late. It might be a late episode of Countdown. We'll see. So we'll see. You can post pictures in Discord. Yes, you can, Hamster. So if you got a meme or you got pictures of the Falcons game like you're going to be at, absolutely post it. Absolutely do that. We can see that on there. and we'll check. Yeah, we'll check on it while we're doing our live here, and we'll check in. Yeah, so we'll see that. That's pretty cool. Lloyd says, King, yes, Lloyd. How can I help you? How may I be of service before we get off the air here tonight? And before we get off the air here, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to help us at all, again, like, share, subscribe. Helps us out tremendously. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And, of course, if you want to go ahead and donate to us, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the link below. You can do that. And our Discord link is below if you want to join. And, again, we just had Hamster join us. It's getting a little more lively in there. It's not just a dead space. It's getting a little more lively thanks to Lloyd, thanks to Hamster, thanks to ELS. So we are doing stuff here. So it's very, very, very good. I'm very excited for that. So you can do that as well. That link is in the description below. So until next time, which will probably be Monday. Again, like I said, maybe a little bit later. We'll see what happens at the wedding. I don't know. We'll see. I'll give everybody a report there. But until then, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's go Giants, but I still don't believe. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. Have a great rest of your weekend, folks.